Tom Welling and Erica Durance's popular versions of Superman and Lois Lane have been reimagined in a new piece of Smallville fan art that shows an older version of DC's most famous couple. Smallville ended about 13 years ago, but remains a popular version of the Superman story. Part of this is because Smallville has held up remarkably well for an older superhero show. In recent years, Michael Rosenbaum and Welling started a rewatch podcast, Talkville, on which they're occasionally joined by other members of the Smallville cast. The fan art of an aged-up Lois and Clark comes from Instagram user Buffy2Ville, who shared a series of images of the pair. The art features the pair in the show's two primary locations, Smallville and Metropolis. Buffy2Ville's Superman fan art can be seen below. The artist not only shows off a slightly more mature-looking version of the couple, but also imagines several new outfits for the pair. This includes a full Superman costume for Welling's Clark Kent, which he rarely got to don in the show, as well as flannel, which he wore quite often. The series finale of Smallville wasn't the last time this version of Clark Kent and Lois Lane were seen. Just a year after the show ended, DC began publishing an ongoing Smallville, Season 11 comic series. The comics followed the events of the show and saw Clark teaming up with new heroes, including Smallville versions of Batman and Wonder Woman. Lois was also present in the comics, continuing to work as a reporter and aiding Clark in his missions. After the end of the comic, Welling and Durance reprised their roles as Clark and Lois in live action for the Arrowverse 2019 crossover event, Crisis on Infinite Earths. This event revealed that Clark no longer had superpowers, and was living with Lois on a farm in Smallville with their two daughters. How Clark lost his powers wasn't made clear, and even Welling said he wasn't sure. Even though Crisis on Infinite Earths seemed to put this version of Superman to rest, that doesn't mean there is no hope for his return. Lex Luthor star Michael Rosenbaum says there is still hope for a Smallville animated sequel series. Rosenbaum said that Smallville's creators are on board, so it is just a matter of convincing DC to let it happen. Fans will have to hope the Smallville animated sequel ends up happening if they want an explanation of Clark's loss of powers and/or a different continuation of his adventures.